Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. This is coming out on Wednesday. Welcome to the Profitable Marketing Lessons. I am back and I am on fire and I am ready to make this happen. Oh my God, it's been such a journey. In the past year, I took a long, kind of like a 2-month marketing sabbatical where I'm like not marketing, not showing up because I had some personal things that I had to, deal with and just pay attention to. And now I am back with you, ready to help you with your business. Okay, so we are starting every Wednesday. So these are going to be called the Profitable Marketing Lessons. So these are going to be like your one-stop resource to go from idea to profit, right? So the whole idea that the whole change, the new era of 2022 is to be able to be a resource to you so you can be able to create that profitable business that you want and be able to create the life that you want. My name is Janet. Your next level marketing coach. I am still doing web design, but more as a next step, right? First, I want to be able to help you with your marketing and be able to help you move forward and have the things and the resources that you need to be able to tackle your marketing in a very strategic way, but also, get it going, moving in faster, right? So today we're going to dive into 4 tips to create a genuine relationship with your potential prospects and get your next client. So first, we're going to talk about more of like, what's the real problem? What's going on, right? So the real problem is not that you don't have kind of like enough followers. For example, maybe you have a lot of followers on Instagram or Facebook, but you don't see those people signing up, liking, engaging with you. The real problem is not that you don't have enough followers. It's just or that you need to get more followers or the right followers. It's just that you're not marketing to the one that you have, right? So maybe you have made the effort to attract these people into your business. For some reason, they have followed you. For some reason, they see your posts and they are in your kind of like corner of the business world, right? And yet you haven't done your diligence to come and connect with them in a way that will feel excited for them to start working with you. So I know you have probably heard this before, but I cannot stress this enough how much building relationships has truly worked in my business, right? So I know in my heart that if you focus on building relationships in your business rather than just implementing strategy after strategy, you'll see the difference in your bottom line, right? You'll see the difference in your bottom line, like for sure, for sure. So what happens is that we assume that people need to buy from us from the first time they visit our website, right? Or from the first time they know about us. And we don't bother to actually create a relationship with them, let alone even nurture the relationship, right? Enough for them to actually know, or get to trust us, right? So that's why today we're going to be talking about the 4 tips to create genuine relationships and get your next client, right? Because we want to be able to actually, when we're getting a client, that it actually feels good and that we actually feel like we're helping the client, not that we're feeling salesy or pushy, right? So the first tip to actually getting started with creating genuine relationships is that you want to be able to have a follow-up system, right? You want to be able to have a follow-up system of getting in touch with the people that maybe you already started conversations with, right? So maybe online you already have a few people who have been interested in what you offer, who like your posts, who engage with you, right? The first thing that we want to do is we want to keep track of these relationships that you already created, because oftentimes we make the assumptions that just from having one conversation or engaging with one person that's enough for them to buy. And it's not true. People need a lot of more interaction with you, a lot of more engagement for them to be able to create that trust, like, and know factor, right? So if someone is not interested in your business or in your whatever you have to offer for their, like, in the first round that they meet you, you let the conversation to die and, you know, just end it, right? So what we want to do is just stop that and create a follow-on system where no relationship is a waste of time, right? That even if that person is not ready right now, is not interested in your product or services, doesn't mean that maybe they won't be interested in a few months from now, or that they can't recommend someone else who may actually need your products or services, right? So that is why you need to create a follow-up system to be able to nurture those relationships, right? Tip number two is that we have a set date of when we're keeping up with, in touch with you. So it's not enough for you to just have a list of people. For example, this is kind of like what I do for my follow-up system. It needs to be very simple for you to just tackle it, right? Don't create, if you're into like creating spreadsheets and stuff like that, go into that, but you don't really have to. All you need to do is just create a list of people that you want to keep in touch with, right? But you also have to set a date when you're going to be keeping these in touch with these people, right? So you just don't want to leave the follow-ups to chance or when you remember to talk to that person again. So put it in your calendar, and then when you go and sit down to these follow-ups, it will help you stay organized and not just think that you need to follow up with people like all the time, right? So for example, I set on Tuesdays and Thursdays are my follow-up dates, right? So those are the days that I follow up with at least, I make it my adventure to at least 5 people on Tuesdays and 5 people on Thursdays. So to follow up with them, right? If I can follow up with more, then I can, but at least 5 people is my minimum for me to follow up with people and create and nurture those conversations, right? And tip number 3 is that each time you touch base with people, don't just start the conversation and go straight into selling. You need to give value, and then pitch. Like really stop going into the conversation straight into selling. Like start reaching out to people by providing value first, right? It makes no sense for you to go into a conversation and go straight into selling and pitching to someone that you don't even know needs your services or not, or if in that moment is the right moment to sell them actually, right? Because when you do create a conversation with people, like a genuine conversation, you'll know when it's the right time to actually sell and pitch to them, right? So number 4 is that we want to make the relationship easy for them to say, I know you. I know her, right? That's all you want to do. Like when it comes to follow-ups and creating genuine relationships, so of course, the whole point of creating these conversations and creating these relationships is because you want to get more clients, right? But your whole job is just to get people to know you, right? That's what marketing is really all about. So make the relationship easy for them to say, I know her. And this means you're not just having, dead end conversations, but you're letting people know that you're a real person. There's something real about you, right? They're not having a conversation with a robot. They're not having a conversation like with a big company. You're a real person, and we want to create a conversational kind of like sales system for you, right? You're letting people, when you're creating these conversations and they're genuine, you're letting people get to know you. And this is where the true connections happens, when you open up your heart to people and people start opening up their hearts to you, right? It doesn't mean you have to get all personal and like tell them all your dirty secrets, right? We just have to be able to go deeper than just hey, how are you, how's it going, do you want my offer? Right? It can't be, that is not a conversation, right? You need to go into understanding that it's a two-way thing, right? They need to know you, you need to know them, and it's what creates, what is a relationship? A relationship is something that happens between two people in a conversation, where you interact with them, you engage, right? You engage in the conversation, you really get to know them, you really get to understand who they are as a person, right? So remember, one of my coaches told me this once when we were having a conversation. Remember, sales is a conversation, not a presentation, meaning that when you are going to talk to people, you can't just present them with what you offer, with what you're selling, and expect them to, have a conversation back with you, right? You need to start that conversation by being very genuine and actually caring about other people, right? Caring about their needs before you even sell to them, right? So allow yourself to open up to people so they can be able to open up to you. Because at the end of the day, your job as a business owner is to get customers to know, like, and trust you, even if they're not ready to buy yet, right? So one of the things that I can tell you as an example of how I have used genuine relationships to grow my business is that I remember meeting my very great friend and client, Jocelyn, right? We had a conversation. We met at a meetup, I think. Yeah, we met at a meetup at actually a B School meetup. If you know B School, I did B School back in 2015, and we met at a B School meetup. And at the time, I didn't offer her my web design services. Of course, she knew what I did, but I was great at just creating a genuine conversation. So we kept in touch and via social media. I made it to one of her networking events that she was doing. We created a stronger relationships within the months, and later she called me up to talk about revamping her website. So from going to Jocelyn's meetup, then I made more connections and I created a relationship with one of her friends, right? And weeks later, that friend called me up and said, hey, I want you to design my website too. I was like, okay, let's do it, right? And then that new friend, before even starting our project, recommended me to another friend. And even before starting her website, she told how amazing like our conversation was, and she really trusted me enough to recommend me even before starting a project with her, right? So that's how I got my third client, right? Of course, this didn't happen overnight. It actually was months apart, right? It took nurturing, it took time, but the fact that I made it my responsibility to create and build on these relationships was how I was able to get 3 clients from just one small network, right? And that's why building relationships gets you results, right? That's why building relationships actually works when it comes to getting clients, because it doesn't feel salesy, it doesn't feel pushy, and you actually have fun with it, right? Because you're actually just relaxing to have a genuine conversation with someone. So we need to remind ourselves as business owners that marketing is all about people getting to know you. And once someone gets to know you and trust you enough to understand what you do and how you can help them, then that is where you are able to actually sell in a genuine way, right? Without being salesy and pushy, right? And that is the magic of creating relationships, right? And not just that, relationships also create that ripple effect of bringing in consistent clients, because not only is your ability to create relationships working, but other people are recommending you because they just know, like, and trust you, right? So I want you to just leave this at this. Business can be this simple, but when we make it complicated is when we think that we need to do 20 marketing emails, 30 social media posts, and so on, so on. So that's why I want to invite you to join me on a idea to profit call. So I'm helping 20 women this month and in the month and into the month of February. I want to help 20 women get from idea to profit in 2022. So in this call, we'll work together to know and understand exactly how you can turn your amazing ideas into a highly profitable business. Because sometimes it's not enough to just have it in your head and think about it, but you need to actually have it in a profitable marketing aspect of how you're going to be able to get those clients, create those genuine relationships, and market your business effectively. I have been marketing my business for the past 7 years. So I can assure you that no one else, well, there's a lot of people that know, but that no one else can guide you through this process better than me, because I have been there. I have been struggling with clients. And if you are struggling to get clients right now, this is the support you need to create a profitable business. So to get started, go on my website, janetsoriano.com, and just get on a call with me. And even if you don't feel like you're ready, just book the call. I promise you're not going to regret it. And at the end of the day, you have more to gain than to lose. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited that you are in this marketing lesson, that you focused today on this marketing lesson. Now, one of the things that I would love for you to do is like, comment, or share this video on YouTube, or come back to my blog and continue the conversation there. You are amazing, and I am so thankful that you have taken your time to watch today's lesson. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.